Hello, I'm Janette Burke, online media personality, TV show podcast host of Janette's TV podcast, correspondent, red carpet host, MC speaker, and chef Janette. Welcome back to Cookin with Janette. So great to see you in my kitchen, or me sharing my kitchen and my recipes with you. Today I'm making a quiche, and this is just the perfect dish for a nice luncheon. You could also maybe serve it for brunch, or you could maybe have a dairy dinner with it. So this is a meatless quiche, and it's also a crustless quiche, and I'm going to share it, how I make it with you step by step. So I'm using this 8x9 pie dish. Now you can use this, or you can use a quiche dish. I actually have a quiche dish, but I didn't pull it out today. First thing we're going to do, as always, spray your pan with Pam, or whatever equivalent to Pam that you use, okay? It'll stop it from sticking. Very, very important. I'm getting low on this. I guess I'm going to need some new ones. So let me see. What do I got here? I got another one. I'll just bring that out. So I think this is very, very important. And don't forget this step, because you don't want to go back in after and struggle to clean this up. Okay, so this one actually I use now is compliments, but the same idea, okay? Now, put in a little bit of this olive oil. Love this olive oil. Use it in every dish I make. Gonna be putting a drop of it in, not too much. And then we're going to put in a smidge of butter. Okay, not very much. I'm going to show you. I'm going to mix it all together, and I'm going to show you. This gives it taste, okay? Just that much, about a pad or so of butter. Okay, now we're going to mix up our egg mixture, which is going to consist of 6 eggs. You can use liquid eggs if you really want to, but I don't, okay? I think it's better with real eggs. So here goes 1. Here goes 2. I have a little trick for you. I use like this egg carton portion. It's great for storing, but it's also great when you're cracking eggs and you can't get to the garbage, or you're going to take it to the garbage afterwards. You just stick it in here in the meantime. Makes it so much easier and so much less of a fuss. Like, you know, there's nothing worse than having eggshells or egg drop while you're cooking. In the process of cooking, it just makes a big mess. This way you can just throw everything out afterwards. Okay, so now I've got about halfway through. This is egg number 4. And this will make okay, so I should qualify something here. I'm using 6 eggs. This will make enough servings for about 2 to 3 people. If you're making this as a brunch dish and you're having like a lot of company, you need to add more eggs. You're going to need probably close to a dozen eggs, because you have to figure that people are going to eat like the equivalent of 2 to 3 eggs per person. Okay, here's our eggs. I use it in a pitcher. Okay, it's going to be, I'll show you why. It's easier to pour out afterwards. Now I'm going to add in a smidge of cream. So I use 5% cream. You can use 10. You can use 18%. You can also use milk if you don't have cream, okay? So that's what that looks like. And now I'm going to add my seasoning. So here's what I'm putting in. I'm going to put in a lot of onion powder. About, I would say, a teaspoon's worth. Some salt. Again, this is kosher coarse salt. Don't use a ton of it. It's too salty. Okay, and then I'm gonna put in some basil. If you have fresh, use fresh if that's what you want. I don't anymore. I used to. I found that it just wasn't worth it. It went bad too fast. I'm going to throw in some fresh ground pepper. I'm going to throw in some parsley. I'm getting low on my parsley. I have to replenish it. Okay, gonna throw in some, you could use oregano. I don't want to today. I am just gonna put a little bit of thyme and a little bit of rosemary. Hint of paprika. Not a lot, but paprika and eggs really actually go very nicely together. But this time not a lot because it's a quiche. You could put a little bit of garlic in. I'm going to leave it out because the people I'm making it for, I know they're going to have a problem if I do. All right, time to mix it all up. This is what it looks like. Going to mix it with the fork. Beat it all up. You can use a beater too, like if you have that, you can use a hand beater or whatever. You don't need to though. You can just go like this. It takes about 2 seconds. And it'll be done. Just make sure everything's very well incorporated. So you're gonna beat your eggs really nice. Now you might notice that I'm using actually a plastic fork. You're probably thinking, what the hell, doesn't she have a regular fork? Of course I do. I'm doing this for a reason. The reason is that this can get very messy, and this fork is very light but very powerful. And when it comes to beating, it's just giving me the right consistency because I want it to be like very airy and fluffy. I want to keep beating it slowly until it's very, very well incorporated. I want to see one egg not mixed through with all my ingredients and my cream. And this again, it's a very good, healthy, quick recipe. Not terribly expensive, although everything's expensive today. But in the grand scheme of things, and it's fast to make. I like all those things. It also looks really good and tastes amazing when it's put together. So we're almost here. We almost have everything the way I want it. Nice and really well incorporated, light and fluffy beaten eggs. Okay, now you're gonna ask me, so what vegetables are you putting in? So you can do what you want. I have decided today to do a Roma tomato. I'm using one Roma tomato. I cut all this up already. One Roma tomato, some chopped up zucchini because I had to use it up. I had a little bit left. I have some green onion or scallion. I used 2, and I used 3 mushrooms combo white brown. And we're gonna put that in now to our mixture. I'm gonna start with my tomatoes, and then I'm gonna add everything in, mix it all up, and then transfer it over to my pie dish. Oh, you might have also noticed that I'm not using a crust. This is gonna be a quiche without a crust, so a crustless quiche. If you wish to use a crust, go ahead. You have a few options. You can buy one already made and then just make the filling and pour it in. You can make your own. And if you don't want to use a traditional pie crust, you could use phyllo dough pastry. You could use a number of other things, including a baguette cracker. And that's really nice too, especially if you're using like a herb parmesan or something like that. You can put it in. When you put in, you would line it like this, and then you would line the crackers or your pie crust or whatever first before you put your filling in. But as I said, I'm doing crustless today, so I don't need to worry about that step. So in goes the rest of it, and I'm putting it in a little at a time, mixing it through, little bits at a time, because we don't want it to like overflow. Right? So here's what it's looking like. Here's all my veg mixed in. it just spilt a little. Okay, holding it to the camera, which is exactly what I did not want to do. Just add it in. And now I'm going to transfer it to my pie dish, where I have a clean spot here. Okay, I'm going to just transfer it all in to the pie dish. And get it all out. Just make sure you don't leave anything behind. Okay, and then we're just going to mix it in. Make sure it's all well mixed in. It's all from the pie dish. You can see all the different veg in there. I'm actually going to add a little more because I cut it up, so I'm going to use it. And then what I'm going to do is add my cheese. So here we go. Basically, we're making a quiche, which is also similar to a very large omelet. Okay, I'm going to mix all this up, make sure it's all well incorporated, blended well, very, very well blended, okay? So this is a very full quiche, even though I actually spilt some of it out of the pitcher when I was mixing it up. Okay, so now, got that all mixed up. Just give it another shot around. And just make sure there's a little bit left in here. I want to get it out. Okay, now I take my cheese. So today I'm using Havarti cheese. Now you can use different cheeses. You could use cheddar. You could use Edam, whatever you feel like using, you can use. Okay, I've already broken this all up into little pieces. So I'm just going to spread that around into this mixture. You can use as little or as much cheese as you like. I don't like it like so cheesy that it makes you sick. Sometimes if you eat too much cheese, it makes you sick. It's not all that good for you. So I tried to just, first of all, I'm using a very light type of cheese in that I used a sliced cheese and I broke it into pieces. So it's a little bit, when it melts and goes into here, it's not going to be as thick cheesy as if I was using, let's say, a ton of shredded cheese or something like that. It's going to be a little less. Because the people I'm serving this to don't like a lot of dairy, don't like, and neither do I actually. They don't like too much runny cheese, so they like just a minimal amount for taste. Okay, so we got that done. Now what we're going to do is we're going to add in, and this is optional, you don't have to. I have tuna left over, I want to use it up. I'm going to put a little tuna in it. You don't have to put the tuna. Again, it's optional, but what I like is if I'm going to use it up anyway, because it's just plain tuna. I had opened it up from the can the other day, and I just want to use it up. And this is actually a combo of white and dark tuna mix. And I'm just taking it and adding it in. Now, why do I want to do that? It's optional. You don't have to do it. For me, it just adds a little more protein and a little bit of taste. And that's all. You don't need a ton of it. You just put a little bit. Mix it around like you do with your cheese and your veg. You just use the fork. Mix it around a little bit more. A little bit more, a little bit more. And I'm going to show you the finished product. Okay? This is what it looks like. All mixed up. And that's it. And then you just put it into the oven. So I'm going to put it into the oven. Covered, actually. You can leave it uncovered, but I'm going to cover it. And you put it in for not long, about 15-20 minutes. Check it with your fork. Make sure it's cooked all the way through. If it comes out seamless, meaning there's no liquid egg, then you know it's done. If not, you got to go back and put it in and make sure it's really cooked. You know, quiche is not meant to be like scrambled eggs, like too runny or too undone, right? It's supposed to be cooked. So I have a little bit more tuna left. I'm just going to get it out. Put it in. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some more butter and put a little bit on top here. Just to give it taste. And spread it around a little bit. And a little bit more. And then I'm just going to add a ton, not a ton, a little bit more seasoning. Not all of it either, just some just for taste. Okay, and I'm going to mix this through, make sure all my vegetables are not together. Mix it through a little bit more. And again, you can use whatever combination of veg you like. I just happen to be doing this today. Or if you have veggies that you want to use up. I mean, people think, okay, make a soup, use it up. That's one way, but using it in a quiche is another great way to use it up before it goes rotten. And I'm not about I don't do anything wasteful. I think, you know, things are too expensive today to be wasteful. So now I'm just going to add a little bit more seasoning. And I want to make sure also that if anything spilled over here, we just clean it up a little bit because you don't want it running in the oven when it cooks. I'm going to add a little bit more thyme. And a little bit more basil because it looks so nice. Basil, where are you? I love everything when it looks like French and European. I love it. I think it looks amazing. And a little more onion powder. And this is looking fine. I don't think we need anything more. Okay, so after, you know, when you serve it, if people want more salt or pepper, you can put salt and pepper on the table. They can add their own. Now, although this has a lot of veg in it, it's really nicely served with salad. So I probably will make like a nice chef salad to go with it. And, you know, that's a great meal. It's very filling. And it looks beautiful when it's served, and it's perfect whether you're having the girls over for lunch, for a Maj game, for brunch, or you could also, as I said, use it for a meal other than lunch. You could maybe, if you want to do a dairy dinner, you could have this. It could also be part of a buffet, you know, like, you know, you can have this, and you can have other things to serve with it. Okay, so we're done for this one for today. And we really hope you enjoyed this quiche dish, which I told you I paired it and showed you as well the salad that I made to accompany it. Since it was a crustless quiche, I also paired it with bagel and marble rye bread, but you could serve it with anything you want, or croissant is very nice with it as well. Anyway, we really hope you enjoy these recipes, and let me know if you had lunch with the girls. What did they think? Share everybody's response in the comments below. I really want to hear from you. I love feedback on these recipes. And we'll see you next time on Cookin' with Janette. This is Janette Burke, your host, signing off.